Vorige week woensdag hoorde u in de avonden een klein concert met eigen opname van Will Oldham, de country noir vertolker uit Louisville in Amerika. Vanavond kunt u luisteren naar het tweede deel van het portret dat Jan Hiddink maakte van Oldham. En Oldham begint met Little Boy Blue.
Well, I'm knocking on the door of your heart, my dear, like the three little pigs you have it locked with fear. I'm not huffing and a puffing like the others do. I'm not the big bad wolf, I'm just a little boy blue. Open up your heart, let me come in. I have no hair on my chinny chin chin. Promise to love you and I won't hurt you. I'm not the big bad wolf, just little boy blue. Well, the first one you loved broke your heart like straw. I was sound asleep, I didn't see it at all. My heart's in my hand, I wanna give it to you, but your heart's like stone, I can't reach you. Open up your heart, let me come in. Got no hair on my chinny chin chin. Promise to love you and I won't hurt you. I'm not the big bad wolf, just little boy blue. Well, you won't let me in, so I sneak away. And if you ever need me, I'll be asleep in the hay. Not huffing and a puffing like the others do. I'm not the big bad wolf, I'm just a little boy blue. Open up your heart, let me come in. Got no hair on my chinny chin chin. Promise to love you and I won't hurt you. I'm not the big bad wolf, just little boy blue. Open up your heart, let me come in. Got no hair on my chinny chin chin. You know I love you and I won't hurt you. I'm not the big bad wolf, just little boy blue. I'm not the big bad wolf, just little boy blue.
U hoorde Little Boy live vertolkt door Will Oldham op zaterdag 11 december verleden jaar, toen hij langskwam voor de tweede editie van het Studio Amstel Festival. Will Oldham kwam ook naar de eerste editie, de eerste aflevering, in juni 98. Toen speelde hij voor het eerst onder de naam Bonnie Prince Billy. Beide keren kwam Will Oldham niet alleen langs, hij speelde ook live en ging beide keren ook zitten om geïnterviewd te worden. En dat nu, spelen en praten, zijn bij hem geen vanzelfsprekendheden. Een heleboel optredens, maar ook interviews zijn afgezegd of gingen niet door en op publieke podia in Nederland heeft hij al heel lang niet gestaan. Hij bracht ook cadeautjes mee, de eerste keer, zoals een onvindbare mini-cd die heet I Am Drinking Again, met achterop een foto van Will Oldham in aanzienlijke staat. Luister naar Bonnie Prince Billy met I Am Drinking Again.
I am drinking again. I'm on my seventh cold glass of gin. Life is a tribute to you. It's so is dying. And drinking in this way. That's what I'm trying. I also try to keep my love in case an angel loves me and lifts me up with angel hooks to someplace high above. just what I need to live this life.
I Am Drinking Again. Cadeautje van Will Oldham, gespeeld als Bonnie Prince Billy, juni 98. Begin februari hoorde u het eerste deel van het portret van Will Oldham. Toen praatte hij vooral over andermans muziek en zijn omgang daarmee. Ook daarover gaat het vanavond, maar dan vooral gerelateerd aan geloofskwesties, waarmee zijn eigen muziek bezaaid is. Op een manier, geloofskwesties, waarbij je je afvraagt welk deel van het bezongen leed, want dat is het doorgaans, het zijn is geweest in het leven. Of alleen het deel van de zanger en tekstschrijver, maar ook acteur Will Oldham. Voordat Will Oldham eerst acteur en later zanger werd, hoe dan ook, bezocht hij de katholieke kerk in zijn geboorteplaats Louisville, Kentucky. In de jaren 70 was dat, toen ook in Amerika het geloof van het voetstuk viel. Diepe sporen liet de kerk na, maar dan vooral omdat Will Oldham werd geïndoctrineerd door afvallige, verwarde, vrije tijdskatholieken. Will Oldham.
I'm sure the nature of the church that I grew up in left deep traces. Yeah. Partly because it was so liberal. It almost seemed like the people who were running the church were more agnostic than Catholic, or that they had these agnostic tendencies that kept them. They didn't say that they were agnostic, but I just mean that they, it was in the 1970s, and people were probably just a little bit confused about order and what was moving things and what was driving things and who was in charge in general, especially in the United States at that time. I don't know what things were like here, but in the United States with the war that we'd been involved with in the 60s and early 70s, and the leaders that we'd had at that time, and then just with the general worldwide, or at least Western worldwide stuff, people probably were just a little hesitant to call rules, especially religious rules. They probably had grown up Catholic and were trying to reconcile the Catholicism that was part of them with all these things that they had learned and as growing up and becoming adults, and so they were trying to teach us about God and Jesus, but they were probably pretty confused people.
Do what you will do. I will watch with you. Though I'm charged to wait a while, I will wait for you in style, with you as a guide. I stay a while, watch with me. I don't ask you to be friends with me, nor to stand by and protect. I can't ask you to lay hands on me, just show me some respect. Do what you will do. I will watch with you. Though I'm charged to wait a while, I will wait for you in style, with you as a guide. I stay a while, watch with me. And in rough times I can be with you, laying early in my bed. In times I'll go to sleep and you lay a kiss upon my head. Do what you will do. I will watch with you. Though I'm charged to wait a while, I will wait for you in style, with you as a guide. I stay a while, watch with me. If an end comes, it's good to be in the presence of a few, with a few friends is how it should be when everything is through. Do what you will do. I will watch with you. Though I'm charged to wait a while, I will wait for you in style, with you as a guide. I stay a while, watch with me.
Do what you will do. Will Oldham, zoals te horen op de cd Black Ridge Music, met muziek, deze song tenminste, die hoort bij de film The Broken Giant. Het lied is een bewerking van het origineel van de religieus-katholieke Amerikaanse zanger Joe Wise, die het ooit schreef en die het zong als Watch With Me. Een lied doordrenkt met katholieke godsvrees, die in zijn nederigheid de rode draad vormt van hele oeuvre van Joe Wise. Nederig nu is de tekst van Will Oldham niet, maar daarover straks meer. Will Oldham kwam Joe Wise tegen als puberacteur. In die hoedanigheid was Oldham verbonden aan het theater in Louisville, waarvoor Joe Wise ook stukken schreef. Rond de tijd dat Will Oldham al niet langer de kerk bezocht en tegelijk Joe Wise al van zijn geloof was gevallen. Eerder al had Oldham de muziek van Joe Wise in de kerk opgedaan, in die vrije kerk van Louisville, waar ook de muziek van Joe Wise op het repertoire stond.
His records are really good. I like his records a lot. Most of them were Catholic. Like, I learned his songs in church. They would sing them in church, because I went to a Catholic church, but it was a liberal Catholic church, so there were some old songs, but then some new, more, liberal kind of music with guitars and things like that. So he wrote Catholic music. And this is mild compared to some of the songs. I mean, this is fairly mild. Some of them are very strong religious imagery with a lot of fear of God in it. Not trying to impose a fear of God on other people, but himself experiencing like a really heavy fear of God. And I got to know him later when I was a teenager. I didn't know him when I was a kid, because he started writing plays and I was acting, and so we met. And he wasn't anymore a strong... He sort of started to look other places to find answers to whatever questions he was asking. And of course, I'm looking totally different places than he's looked. We're looking in totally different places at things, or from totally different vantage points. So, but his songs are great. But if I sang his lyrics, they're very specific, and I wanted to bring it down, to my sort of filthier, more banal level.
Will Oldham, zoals te horen op de cd Black Rich Music, met muziek, deze song tenminste, die hoort bij de film The Broken Giant. Het lied is een bewerking van het origineel van de religieus-katholieke Amerikaanse zanger Joe Wise, die het ooit schreef en die het zong als Watch With Me. Een lied doordrenkt met katholieke godsvrees, die in zijn nederigheid de rode draad vormt van hele d'oeuvre van Joe Wise. Nederig nu is de tekst van Will Oldham niet, maar daarover straks meer. Will Oldham kwam Joe Wise tegen als puberacteur. In die hoedanigheid was Oldham verbonden aan het theater in Louisville, waarvoor Joe Wise ook stukken schreef. Rond de tijd dat Will Oldham al niet langer de kerk bezocht en tegelijk Joe Wise al van zijn geloof was gevallen. Eerder al had Oldham de muziek van Joe Wise in de kerk opgedaan, in die vrije kerk van Louisville, waar ook de muziek van Joe Wise op het repertoire stond.
I guess so, but it was also more, I don't know, more earthly. And also implying that there's more, it implies contact, and whereas Watch With Me is more implying like it's a guidance and an overseeing, but it's never, it's all on a spiritual level.
Yeah, it's a helicopter view, it seems.
Right. Yeah. Whereas it seems like a valuable spiritual lesson that most people should learn is that all of the church, all of the religious doctrines are it's all like parable form, or like when Jesus tells his stories. That's what, that's the most basic level. When he's telling a story, it's to relate it specifically to something that, an emotional or a moral issue that exists. And, the religion is built on all that, but it's all still only a mirror of our problems. So that when you sin, you're not going to go to hell as a place that's another place, but you are going to go to hell on earth. In your mind, you will live in hell, and the more times you transgress, the more times, the further you will be from being able to be of any value to yourself or to anyone else. And I think that's the difference between or it's what I was trying to. I don't think I probably succeeded in the way that I should, but it was sort of.
Why do you think you're not succeeding?
Well, I think it's a good step. It was more. I think it was more me trying to figure out how I could be so moved by his music, but then how can I make it. Why am I averse to some of the like the literal meaning of the lyrics? I'm averse to it, but I know the meaning of the song. So I think I took the song too far in the other direction. And I know, I mean, he wrote me a letter saying that he thought I took it too far in the other direction. Yeah. And I felt really bad about that. But it was something that had to be done in order to know that you don't know something's wrong until you do it. And you probably shouldn't die.
Watch 1 hour with me. Stay just away by my side. When my hallelujah days streak into blues and grays, be my guide. Stay a while, watch with me. I won't ask you to be strong with me. I won't ask you to be kind. I won't ask you to stay long with me. Just help me find my mind. Stay with me. Watch 1 hour with me. Stay just away by my side. When my hallelujah days streak into blues and grays, be my guide. Stay a while, watch with me. And in hard times I will look for you, want you gentle by my side. And with soft eyes tell me one more time, no need to run and hide. Stay with me. Watch 1 hour with me. Stay just away by my side. When my hallelujah days streak into blues and grays, be my guide. Stay a while, watch with me. And when death comes, I'll reach for your hand, feel your love flow in your breath. In your eyes I'll find a way to stand, and see more life than death. Stay with me. Watch one out with me. Stay just away by my side. When my hallelujah days streak into blues and grays, be my guide. Stay a while. Watch with me.
Dat was dan Watch With Me. Will Oldham, die nu dan echt het origineel van Joe Wise vertolkt, te vinden op een cd die 2 jaar geleden meekwam met het Amerikaanse fanzine Fly Girl. Godsvrees niet, zoals bij Joe Wise, maar vergankelijkheid wel, ligt altijd op de loer in de songs van Will Oldham en hij is zich er ook bij uitstek van bewust. Eerder al gaf hij in dit programma aan niet te willen toeren met een band, zoals vele bands gewoon zijn te doen. Het zou hem kortweg de mogelijkheid ontnemen nog langer de persoon te zijn die hij was. Bij Will Oldham is elke nieuwe, grote ervaring gelijk aan een breuk met alles wat hij tot dan toe was. Troost, omdat Oldham weg kan zwijmelen bij de passages vol delicaat eten. En troost ook, omdat Ian Fleming aangaf dat je tenminste 2 maal te leven hebt. You only live twice. Maar Will Oldham twijfelt.
You know, Ian Fleming came up with the title, You Only Live Twice. And I think I read that book. It takes place in Japan, I think. And James Bond eats blowfish. That was one of the exciting parts of the book. Was all those books have lots of good food in them. One of the exciting parts, he eats blowfish, and it sounds really good. But then I was thinking, who said? I don't know. I just have been thinking a lot about the fact that you only, about the fact that eventually, or you can die sort of a few times in a way, but then it probably at one point the end of those kinds of deaths will happen. When things happen that render moot most of what came before, or seems to, then it's a total end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For example, if your whole life was your house and a tornado blew your house down, then you've died in a way. Nothing left. But it's not just nothing left. It's going to, you never will live in the same way again, because it's such a huge scar as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's hard to know whether or not what the difference between a temptation is. That's a bad temptation. If there's something that exists, how necessary is it to pursue that thing? Is it good to overcome that, or is it bad to overcome it? Because you never can retrieve what you were before once you've done it. And it could be,
Yeah, you can
look taking a kind of drug. It could be getting a college degree. It could be signing a contract. It could be, running in a marathon. Certain huge things that you see them out there, and is it good to do them, or is it bad to do them? Right? Hard to know.
What's wrong with the zoo? What's wrong with the zoo? What's wrong with the zoo? What's wrong the zoo. I asked them in, invited them in, oh, cordially. Sat each one down on the couch, so I could see. What's wrong with the zoo? 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 Show me some skin, kiss on my chin, and kiss my mouth. I learned the way to love you today was to have you down. Monkey was made, black and white ain't a chimp no more. Monkey's last act had been to attack a child of 4. What's wrong with the zoo? 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 So I found misdeed upon misdeed, throw in some love where I see need of love. An eloquent way to bring an end is exit the bay in graceful swim. A box folds in half and brings on a laugh from everyone. Who needs sleep when sleeping just keeps our life undone? What's wrong with the zoo? What's wrong with the zoo? What's wrong with the zoo? What's wrong with
What's Wrong with the Zoo? Het kroonjuweel van Will Oldham als Bonnie Prince Billy. Te vinden op een soundtrack-cd die hoort bij de Franse film Quelque chose d'organique. Internationaal uitgebracht trouwens als Organic. Gemaakt in 1998 door regisseur Benoît Graffin. De film vertelt het verhaal van een dierentuinbewaker die een thuis wil bieden aan een droomachtig jonge vrouw en tegelijk aan zijn vader, een missie die mislukt. Will Oldham is momenteel 30 jaar ongeveer. De jaren van het kerkbezoek, waarover hij het had, zijn dus de eerste 10 jaren geweest van zijn leven. Wat hij meekreeg was vooral de verwarring en angst die Amerika op dat moment in de greep hield, met mislukte oorlogen, overheidscorruptie en nucleaire dreiging aan de orde van de dag. Dat waren de jaren 70 in Amerika, toen de illusie van het georganiseerde verzet, groot gegroeid in de jaren 60, definitief plaatsmaakte voor het eigen belang. Eigen belang dat toch al veel dieper altijd verankerd lag. Of, in de woorden van Will Oldham, in Amerika is geen noodzaak een systeem te ontwikkelen binnen het systeem, zoals elders. Wie de ene plaats niet bevalt, omdat de regels ondraaglijk zijn, verhuist gewoon naar de andere plaats. Hij zelf, muzieknomade, praktisch zonder vast dak boven zijn hoofd, lijkt daarvan de belichaming te zijn. Vergeleken met de bijna revolutie die in Frankrijk plaats had, eind jaren 60, was het in Amerika toch heel anders.
Knowing like about the French stuff that was going on then seemed different from the American, because it seemed more, even though it was like this denying of authority, it was more, there was a more formality to it than in the United States. Like the United States, it seemed to be really much more an earlier recognition of the self as the driving force in this thing than in, why, because that's why there was no attempt at an organized revolution in the United States, whereas in France, when people realized they wanted to do things for themselves, at the same time it was like, and to do things for myself, it means that I have to do things for the people and for the world, and so they call it a revolution. So probably, I guess in general, rules have been up in the air in the United States since it was founded. That was the point. Whereas rules here are probably longer, right? They've been around a little bit longer. Yeah. Or just the whole idea that with all the space in the United States since the beginning, and now just the complete variations in culture from coast to coast, that it's always been about, if you don't like these rules, then you go to this place. You don't have to live by these rules. It's not, you don't have to find a system within the system, because there's some other system that's going to work for you, And kids now, even they'll say, everyone has a place where they want to move, for example. And when you're in the third world, everyone wants to go to America because they don't want to live by those rules. They want to go to America where they imagine they can. And then once you're in America, you continue to think in that same way. You think, I want to go here where I know the rules aren't like these rules here. I want to go to San Francisco or Seattle, Portland, Austin, Texas, or Chicago.
In the night of tiredness, let me fall asleep without fighting. Let me be prepared by not fighting when I can't fight. Trusting you and trusting me too. That I want you and only you. Let my heart say this over and over. And all other desires that distract me day and night are false and empty to the core. You'll help me close my eyes at night, and things will all be good and finer in the morning. From dawn to dusk I sit here before my door, and I know that of a sudden the time will come when I will see you. And all my dark desires I denied or I gave into will become part of the thing that I give to you.
Tot zover een opname van Will Oldham, a cappella. Hij werd hier opgenomen in de studio Amstel, december verleden jaar. En het portret van Will Oldham werd gemaakt door Jan Hiddink en Berry Kamer.